Welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I am a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. Today we're going to talk about communication and the family unit, not to mention work. Okay, basically it boils down to this. When you're talking to people, when you have complications, things have to be sorted out. Now, the reality of it is this. Overall view, take a look at it this way. Minimize the negative, maximize the positive. In other words, when there is a problem, keep it quiet, keep it short, keep it to the point. When it is something that is going well, absolutely emphasize it. As the saying goes, sing it to the mountains if you'd like. Think of it from your own standpoint. If somebody is upset with you, do you want everybody around you to know? Or for that matter, if somebody's really happy, do you want that really kept quiet? Or more to the point, do you desire it really kept quiet? And we'll get back to the different languages the different words that you'll find I back over. Okay, one of the biggest things here, okay, timing is critical. And where it comes to communication, when we talk about negative communication, in other words, whether you're talking about a home, whether you're talking about business, doesn't matter. When you're coming through the door, do not address the negative right away unless it is an emergency. Obviously, if there's an emergency, address it as you're coming through the door. If it's not actually an emergency, and I'll speak to the people on the home front first. Okay, if you have a house and you've got people in your house, especially if you've got kids or a special someone, if you're coming through the door and let's just settle for the dishes aren't done, or better yet, where it comes to a lot of people, clothes aren't put where they belong. The kids come in, they throw the clothes on the floor, right? This sort of thing. They drop them. I don't know about your kids. I've got two of my own. My youngest at this point is all of 15 years old. Okay, and he's still got the same habit. He walks through the door and he'll drop whatever he's carrying and carry on into the house. If you're coming home and you see this, absolutely it needs to be corrected. It's one of those ongoing problems where it comes to parenting. Okay, I do feel for you. Been there, done that, doing that. But you do not hit the negative right off the bat. Do not open the door, see the clothes on the floor, and go, Junior, get out here and get these clothes moved. Okay, and there's two reasons for that. You do have to deal with the problem. You've got to come back to it, absolutely. But if you're coming through the door and you're screaming at the kids right off the bat, okay, frankly, they're not going to want you coming home. Okay, they're not going to look forward to you coming home. You're not going to get that kid running up and giving you a hug. Okay, and let's face it, the clothes, if they were dropped on the floor on the way through the door, they're not exactly going to go anywhere if you don't personally pick them up. So you come through the door, get through the hello, how's it going, I'm home. Let the kids have a little bit of time, okay, or if it's your other half, same issue. Okay, if you're tearing a strip off them as you come through the door, they're not likely to want to come over to you and give you a hug and say, hey, I love you. It's just not likely to happen. You may have one of those different relationships, but the reality is this. Coming through the front door, do not tear a strip off people as you do it. They won't be looking forward to you coming home. And on the flip side of that, if you're the one at home and you've neglected to do something, and the person coming through the door starts screaming that something isn't done, okay, you're not going to look forward to them coming home. Okay, you can always go back after you've gotten through the door, take that moment to get in, get your shoes off, and obviously put them where you feel they belong. The other ones, leave them there for a moment. They've been there that long, it won't matter. Go, grab yourself a coffee, sit down, say hi to the kids, say hi to your other half, take care of the immediate things, and then, once things have settled in and you're home, now, call to the attention of the other people what is missing. I.e., you come in and there's, the kid is on a game, he's on one of the video games, or he's playing with something else, or he's talking to a friend, whatever. And again, this applies to the children or to your other half. Doesn't matter. Once you've settled in, wait for a break in whatever's going on, and then call their attention to it and get them to get up and go and do it right away. Okay, they will probably complain about it, but you just simply politely remind them. If they'd done it to start with, you wouldn't have to tell them to go and do it now. Okay, that would be the first issue. Okay, so when it comes to coming through the front door, do not start off as you're coming through the door with the negative. If it's an emergency, absolutely take it into consideration right off the bat and deal with it. Okay, the other reason for keeping that doorway away, keeping the arguments away from the door, is I'll tell you, when it comes to energy, it's an absolute mood killer. Okay, everything can be going great for the day. Even for you, you may have had a great day, hopefully, and you come home and you find this mess on the floor. Certainly, it's a mood killer. However, think about this, which is going to be better for you. The issue of tearing a strip off somebody, now that may boost your ego. It may make you feel better at the moment. But in the long run, is it likely to make you feel better about your day? You let your emotions go right through the roof. You get really agitated. Tear a strip off somebody. Sure, your ego says, I did what I wanted to, and I got my voice heard. But did it have the effect you desired? You don't want your kids or your other half responding because of fear. You probably will desire them to respond because they like the other side of it. Now, the flip side of that, we talked about the negative. Now, here's the positive side. If you're coming through the door and let's say you've been having trouble with that clothing thing, and you come home and they have, for whatever reason, they finally got the message and they hung their clothes up. Absolutely, as you're coming through the door, hey, I noticed the clothes are hung up. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And carry on with your day. Okay. If that is the case, if you're doing that, when you do that, you'll find that the kids look forward to hearing mom or dad, or brother for that matter, or sister. I mean, I can list all the people. Okay, coming through the door, because now they're coming through, and instead of it coming in and the energy going, boom, I'm in trouble, the energy is, boom, I'm happier than heck. I got pleasantly rewarded. And just simply, when I talk about reward, I'm talking about you simply got a pleasant word out of somebody. When you come through the door and you're praising somebody, you're much more likely to get that hug or that kiss from the loved one. Take your pick. Okay. It's much more likely, if you do that things will come out the right way. Okay. So again, what you're doing is you're minimizing the negative, you're maximizing the positive. Okay. You keep it quiet, and when you go to deal with the negative side of it, call the person aside. Take them out of the room. If there's several people in the room, even if they're family, even if they're the same family, pull the problem child out of the way, or the problem person out of the immediate vicinity, okay, and talk to them. But keep it quiet, keep it calm, deal with it on a quiet base, make it short, make it sweet. Okay, now sweet might be the wrong word, but keep it quiet. Do not get mad. Simply think and put the point across. And of course, if it is something like, for instance, leaving the clothes on the floor, once you've told them what's wrong, absolutely get them to go and take care of it. Get the problem dealt with. When it's done, thank them for it, and carry on. You will find that works so much better. Now, if you're praising somebody in the room, don't take them aside. Right in front of everybody else. Okay, now, keep in mind that some people are a little embarrassed by being praised. If that's the case, then keep it a little more on the quiet side in deference to them. Kind of like if you yourself don't like being in the spotlight and you've done something right, it's usually easier for you personally to deal with if it's kept a little on the quiet side. But the same applies. You take the negative issue, keep it quiet, keep it short. Okay, just right to the point. Where it comes to something positive, if you have to restate it multiple times, like if you feel that that is necessary, restate the positive as often as you feel is appropriate. Be as as demonstrative as you can be, as you feel comfortable with. But if it's positive, there's no functional harm in going, you did a good job. Okay. No functional difficulty there, problem there at all. Okay. Now I remember where it comes to the business side of things. I remember walking into one business, and I made a complaint to the manager. Okay, because I was not happy with something, but I called the manager over and I made a complaint to him. Right, because of something that one of his staff had done. Now, what this particular manager did was he took the problem child, the staff member that had done the thing wrong, called them aside as soon as it was safe to do so, took them into the office, talked to them for a few moments, and they were back on the floor in less than 3 minutes. Okay, but there was no screaming coming from the office, no nothing. So they come out, they weren't in tears, they came out, they went back to work. Okay, now that same moment, when he come back out, he just excused himself from me to deal with the problem. Then he came back out, and because of the way things were going, and of course I watched the way the rest of the company was being run, the way the rest of the business was being run. Well, I tripped over that. And I complimented the manager on the fact his staff was really working well together. On the whole, they were working very well. Well, the manager didn't wait for me to finish. He turned around and he literally called across the room, praising his staff for the good job they were doing and the fact that they were working as a team, according to a customer. Okay, again, he took the negative, pulled the problem aside, dealt with it quickly and quietly, took it out of the picture, came back out. When he went to compliment the staff, he didn't pull them aside. He did it right from right there. Now, you may look at it and go, well, that's disrupting business. It certainly did. It made everybody happier. It made them work that much. It encouraged them to work that much better. Not that in this particular case it really needed a lot of help. They were actually working quite well as a unit anyway. But the reality of it was I had poor service to start with. I complained about it. The manager dealt with it quietly and succinctly and put the staff member back to work. There was no long drawn out process. But I happened to notice after that compliment was paid to the staff that the staff they seemed to be making a little bit more of an effort to pull together a little bit better. Okay, which again, they were already doing good. But this is what I'm referring to by dealing with it, quietly and succinctly. And again, if you come through the door, okay, where it comes to business, if your staff is not doing what you need done, walk in. Let's say, for instance, the place is not as clean as you would like. Waiting half an hour, on the whole, probably isn't going to cause a whole lot of trouble. So you come in, make mental note of what's missing or of what's not been done, get settled in, get yourself situated, then come out and deal with the problems. As in, well, this wasn't cleaned, I need this cleaned up, I need those shelves organized. Start delegating things. Get the job done. But you do it quietly, you minimize the negative, this is a problem, go do it. Never mind with this issue of, Why am I keeping you around? Do not go into the insulting people. It doesn't encourage them to work with you. Think of yourself. If somebody's insulting you, are you really going to pay a lot of attention after the first insult is cast? Now, there's an old saying that goes, you will catch more flies with honey than you will with vinegar. It's very true, you will. You will also find your company runs better, or your household, your household, runs better if you are dealing with things on an amicable level. If you're being nice, do unto others as you desire them to do unto you. So when you come through the door, keep it simple. Stay away from the negative. Okay, give that half-hour break when you come in to get settled in. You may only need 15 minutes to get yourself, but I strongly recommend taking that half hour, then deal with the problem, if it is possible. You deal with the negative on a quiet level, aside from everybody, other family members included, or other household members, or other employees. You keep it, you pull the person aside, deal with it, get back to business, get back to your life. The positive side, absolutely, if you want to do it in front of other people, no harm there. The other thing you will find, there's a lot of other things, and I try and keep these short. So, this said, I'm going to cut this short, but please remember to like my video, subscribe to my video, and you'll find all the contact information. If you have more questions, or if there's topics that you would like me to cover, absolutely contact me at the contact numbers below. I will do my best to cover them, or to get back to you directly, depending on what the question is. Okay, at the bottom of this video, you will find a whole bunch of contact information. You'll find different books that I've already put in print. Okay, and since I'm not on Amazon right now, I'm pretty much the only way you're going to get them. So, at least for the time being. This said, again, like the video, give us a thumbs up if you'd like. Subscribe to the channel so you can see the other videos coming up as they come up. And pass it along. Until we talk again, take care of yourselves and each other. And for pity's sakes, stay positive.